Yo, what up, Vikings fans? This is Nick. I'm the man behind @berserker_Vike on Twitter and the guy who is trying to start up berserkerviking.com. It's a blog that I created a couple years ago as a passion project and doing a little bit of a pivot to video this year because you fools don't like to read anymore. You just need all this information zapped right into your phone, into your brain. So I got to change with the times. I'm still going to do a little bit of writing, still going to do a lot of tweeting, but I'm going to try to do some videos. They say I have a face made for radio in the journalism world, but we'll see. Please feel free, follow me along, retweet my shit, get me out there. I'm just one of the salt of the earth Vikings fans. A little bit about myself: studied journalism in school and always wanted to cover this team. Pretty quickly I realized sports journalism not so lucrative. So I do other things now, but this is, like I said before, this is just a passion project for me. I haven't missed a game in years, despite living out in Connecticut now. So I guess this is video number one. I'm hoping to sharpen up on some editing skills, maybe add some fun graphics, some sound, and make these a little bit more enjoyable for, again, all two of you who follow me. I see you. So yesterday we opened up the season, the win over the Jimmy Garoppolo-led 49ers. Boom! Certainly a game we should have won. Certainly a game I think all fans expected us to win. But as I wrote on Twitter yesterday, any game that the Vikings are expected to win makes me very nervous. But the Vikings did what they had to do. Really validated a lot of the optimism I had for the season. Going to go over a couple things that I liked, didn't like, and we'll go from there. And like I said, I will be writing some stuff up, so please don't just watch this. Do a little reading too. Work out your brain. So some notes from yesterday. I thought Dalvin Cook in his first return since that ACL looked okay, looked pretty good. I think some of his shortcomings were because of the offensive line not opening up a lot of holes. I thought he showed the pass catching, the wiggle, all of that. That has really gotten us really excited for him. Fumble, sucks. We got to live with that. Guy made a great play, second, third effort to break through there. Ball just got away from him a little bit and got poked out. I'm sure Zimmer, the rest of the coaching crew, is going to have that cleaned up relatively quickly. Speaking of the offensive line, Tom Compton graded out really well with Pro Football Focus. He was probably the one guy on the line that really sort of stood out to me in a negative way. This is why maybe I don't always know what I'm getting with Pro Football Focus. Those guys are infinitely smarter than me. But he did not seem to be the best player on the team by any means yesterday. Maybe let us see Danny Isidora play a little bit. I wasn't super in tune this offseason, but I thought what little bit I saw of preseason tape, he looked okay. Maybe we think about throwing him in there. But I know Pat Elflein coming back soon is going to really help things. On Twitter right now, the news is just breaking that Amante Collins is out for the year with an elbow injury. So that sucks. The offensive line obviously is something Rick Spielman and all these guys have worked on for a couple of years. I thought last year we were trending in the right direction, really hoping injuries don't sort of derail that positive crescendo they were having there. Other things on the offense yesterday, I thought, our first look at John DeFilippo's offense, it was creative, maybe a bit vanilla. I think, a lot of these teams, as everyone says, they treat this still weeks 1, 2, 3, maybe as preseason. I don't think he showed us a whole array of looks. I don't think I saw a single screen pass. I could be wrong in the game yesterday. I liked what I saw, but nothing outlandish, nothing really super positive or super negative in either way. So I think that's going to be a work in progress. Obviously, you've got Cousins coming in, Kirk Cousins coming in. You've got a new offensive coordinator. You're trying to work Dalvin Cook back into things, figure out everyone's role. So I'm not going to really put much stock into what the offense looks like first month of the season. Let's talk 4, 5, 6 weeks down the road before we really start judging what DeFilippo and Cousins are doing together. I thought with Cousins, signing him in the offseason, can't say I was a huge fan of the move. Can't say I hated the move. I think we can all agree that having just stability at the position after the years and years of never knowing what we're going to get is going to be good. Whether Cousins is great or not, that was to be determined. I thought yesterday you saw some of the reasons why the Vikings went after him, opposed to keeping Case Keenum around, or the often injured Bridgewater or Sam Bradford. Some of the throws he made yesterday, though, Keenum just couldn't make. The touchdown pass to Diggs was perfection. He squeezed a ball into the fourth quarter in between 2-3 guys to Adam Thielen that just had a lot of zip. He had a lot more zip on his ball than really I kind of expected. I can't say I was a huge follower of Cousins in his Redskins days, but he looked good. There were a few throws that had me, as the ball left his hand, be like, oh God, oh boy, oh boy. And I think that's where we're going to get with Cousins. We're going to have to live with some of the good, some of the bad. Not to compare him to Brett Favre, but Brett Favre-esque. I mean, he's gonna rifle that ball in there sometimes, and I think if you're gonna love the throws to Thielen, you're gonna love the throw to Diggs. You're gonna have to live with the throws that he doesn't make. I know he sort of ended the game cold. I saw someone wrote on Twitter he was 0 for his last 10. I don't know if that's true or not, but sure, I'll take you at your word for it. It did seem like the offense sort of stalled there in the fourth quarter, which was probably my biggest criticism of D. Filippo on the job he did. Wasn't really loving the fact that they didn't just put their foot to the throat of the Niners there in the fourth when they really could have. Defensively, come on, this unit is coming from 4 years ago when Zimmer got here to now. This has just been so much fun to watch. There's legitimately not a weakness on the field at this point. Teams are going to move the ball on us. It's going to happen. You're going to find a little wrinkle, and then Zimmer's going to have to come back to the sideline and look at some photos, and then they'll adjust. I've always said over the last couple years under Zimmer's defense not to overreact for a first quarter touchdown by an opposing team. You can have that one. You're not going to score the rest of the game. And the defensive stand in that first half, where Zimmer and Sendejo and Harrison punches the ball out near the goal line. Huge. A little bit of poor clock management there at the end of the first half, I thought, to not really capitalize on that turnover. But man, this defense is just unbelievable. Danielle Hunter, he was out there just cashing checks all game. Unbelievable. You gave him that big money. I knew we had to sign him. I liked the signing. But to me, he was a little underwhelming last year. I know a lot's been made of sort of not, having the rotational defensive line players to give him and Everson and Linval and all those guys a blow, which I think we have a little bit more of now this year. But Hunter just keeps getting better and better, and his plays in run stopping, unbelievable, pressuring the quarterback. I just really thought that he was fantastic. Excited about him. I don't know how opposing teams are going to scheme to block our four starting offensive linemen, Hunter, Linval, Sheldon Richardson, and Everson. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I know we've all known it was going to be ridiculous. We all knew on paper it was going to be ridiculous. I knew when I played Madden it was going to be ridiculous. But seeing it actually all unfold in front of you was, sure, sex is good, but that might be better. Might be better, honestly. The Mike Hughes play for the pick six touchdown, obviously a great pick. I love the Twitter jokes going around about, hey, Will Hernandez, 0-1, Mike Hughes 1-0. Well, great play by Mike Hughes there. The thing that really stood out to me, I think maybe a couple plays before, San Francisco lost its third or fourth offensive lineman of the game. That whole right side was just in shambles. So what does Zimmer do? Dials up a blitz on that side, executed perfectly. And, for Hughes, it was a relatively easy catch, run, touchdown. I thought the play, the most important aspect of that play was Eric Kendricks. He comes on the blitz, has the free run at Garoppolo, gets in his face, hits him, but backs off, doesn't crush him, doesn't do anything, really lays off of him, so not to draw a stupid penalty. I mean, that's just smart football. That's why he's your middle linebacker, the captain of that defense, and maybe not the captain per se, but he's sort of the head man of that D. And for him not to negate that play when the Vikings needed a little bit of boost right there, unbelievable. The Xavier Rhodes, I think he was thrown out once, picked it. I still don't think the guy gets enough credit. No one talks about him as best corner in the league when they're talking about Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Pearson, whoever. His name's right up there with it. And how there was not a flag called when he got drilled in the head afterwards, I don't know. But you know what? I'm not ever going to sit here and really worry about penalties, called or not called. It's out of your hands. You just got to move on, adapt, overcome. After that pick, Vikings offense sputtered a little bit. Don't really know if I love the decision to punt the ball in that situation. You're already on the San Francisco side of the field. I'd like to see DiFilippo maybe lobby him to go for it early in the season. You're at home. I get it. Zimmer's D is sort of the bread and butter of this team. Put your D back out on the field. If Garoppolo can march 90 yards on you, kudos. But hey, the Madden couch manager and me, head coach and me, would have maybe thought about going for it there. I think overall the team played well. Did they play perfectly? No, not at all. I think there was a little bit of luck. With the red zone fumble San Francisco had. Mike Hughes made a great play to break up a pass in the end zone. That could have been a call that I think you could have seen go the other way against the Vikings. Maybe a pass interference call. Jimmy Garoppolo had a couple overthrows. He had one in the fourth quarter, about 8 minutes left, that really could have put San Francisco back in it. Maybe had them in a position to tie the game. Was it perfect? No, but you're 1-0, and that's really all you can ask for, in my opinion. They'll clean some things up. Overall, I thought, the big thing was we knew what we were going to get with the defense. We wanted to see what we were going to get with Cousins in the offense. If I had to grade it, give them a B, maybe a B minus. I thought they were above average. They looked explosive at times, but it's going to take a little time to get in their groove. I don't think really you're going to see the best of Cousins until you get the best of Dalvin Cook. One of the things I really liked about Cousins that I hadn't again watched, like I said before, more zip on his passes than I thought. Ability to throw the ball from a couple different arm angles. That red zone throw for the touchdown to Kyle Rudolph for the 11-yard touchdown was a thing of beauty. I think you did know going in, Cousins can run a little bit. He can move. It adds a little element to the offense. That's what I liked about Keenum. Keenum was never afraid to take off and scramble. Didn't love Cousins throwing his head down there and got diving for that first down. I get it. Appreciate you, bro, but this is Minnesota, man. Injuries, quarterback injuries, they come too fast, too furious, dude. Just live to play another day. I'm sure Zimmer loved it. I'm sure his teammates loved it. But they all probably felt the same, ooh, not ideal. So now we're on to Packer week. One of probably the few times in my 33 years of Viking fandom that I feel like we should win in Lambeau, but I'm not expecting a win in Lambeau. Not with Rodgers under center. Now with a couple pieces they added, but if we are who we think we are this year, it's our boy Denny. If we are who we think we are this year, these are games we got to win. I think this team has all the potential to win 12, 13, 14 games this year. But that means you got to win on the road. You got to win in Lambeau. I'm glad we're playing in Lambeau in September and not in December. Haven't really put too much time into thinking about it. I'm Monday morning quarterback Sunday's game right now. I'll think about it, maybe do another video or a write-up or something on the Packer game later in the week. But, it's going to be interesting. It's a big game right away. I mean, you already saw the Bears look a lot better. Khalil Mack is the real deal. I don't think the Bears are a playoff team, but are the Bears an 8-8 team that could, hand someone a bad loss if they're not ready? And we know how we struggle at Soldier. So the division is going to be tough. The division is going to be tough. So every division game is always important. This one in September is important. We need to go out there and win this. And again, we should. We are the better team. We are the best roster in this division, top to bottom, without question. So we need to go out there and we need to win this game. But again, do I expect us to win? Years of telling me otherwise says no. But we'll see. We'll see. They got to shore up some offensive line issues. I think they need a little bit more from their linebackers. Linebackers were exposed a couple of times. I'm sure Rodgers is seeing that, and the addition of Jimmy Graham is probably lighting them up a little bit, getting them a little excited. So linebackers got to be a little bit better. Offensive line, a little bit better. Get a little bit more out of Dalvin Cook. And let's see what we can do. We're gonna have to score some points. Even with our great defenses, Rodgers probably gonna score, drop 17, 21 on us, 24 at home. We got to score more. So the offense has to be better, and I think we can do that. I think we'll go out there and win. Well, until next time, for all two of you again, I appreciate you. I'll send you some thank you cards, birthday cards, Christmas cards, whatever it is you need. Thanks for following. Share my stuff. This is Nick from BerserkerViking.com. Follow along. Let's go Vikings, and let's beat the fucking Packers.